Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe this channel. The guns had gone quiet after 3 days of fighting in the battle-scared northeast Ukrainian town of Balaklia. But Maria Timofieva said it was only when she saw Ukrainian soldiers that it hit her that over 6 months of Russian occupation had ended. I was walking away when I saw an armored personnel carrier coming onto the square with Ukrainian flag. My heart just tightened up and I began to sob. The 40-year-old resident said, her voice trembling with emotion. On Tuesday, she was among a crowd of residents receiving food parcels from a van at the same square where the Ukrainian flag was dramatically hoisted last week in one of the first images of Ukraine's extraordinary northeastern counter-offensive. The town, which had a population of 27 before the war, is one of a chain of key urban outposts that Ukraine has recaptured over the last week after a sudden collapse of one of Russia's principal front lines. On Tuesday, the streets around Balaklia's main square were earlier quiet. The Ukrainian flag flew above a statue of national poet Taras Shevchenko in front of the regional government building. A short walk away, regional police officials led reporters to the burial place of two people. The bodies had been exhumed and were laid out on the grass in open body bags. The two men, they said, were civilians who had been shot dead at a checkpoint in the town of Sep-6. When the town was still under Russian control, locals had buried them there because they had nowhere else to do so. At the site of the exhumed grave, Valentina, the distressed mother of one of the dead men, 49-year-old Petro, cursed the war and Russian President Vladimir Putin. "No one can return my son to me," she said. Reuters could not independently verify the details of what happened in Balaklia. Russia has denied targeting civilians in what it calls a special military operation in Ukraine. Timofieva said it had been clear to her that Russia, which invaded Ukraine in February, had planned to annex the town and surrounding territory. Prices in shops were being given in both Russian rubles and the Ukraine hryvnia. Pensioners were paid in rubles, she said. The town was almost completely isolated from the outside world. There was no television, internet, or mobile phone coverage from late April, she said, apart from one place where residents would try to find a faint signal. She said the Russian soldiers would stop residents in the street and take their phones to check them for pro-Ukrainian slogans or to see if they were subscribed to pro-Ukrainian social media channels. At one point, her husband was made to strip to his underwear in the street to make sure he had no pro-Ukrainian tattoos and had not served in the Ukrainian army fighting Russian-backed force in the Donbas region, she said. Artem Larchenko, 32, said Russian forces searched his apartment in July looking for weapons. After they found a photograph of his brother in military uniform, they took him to a police station where they held him for 46 days, he said. He said he was kept in a tiny cell with 6 other people. His captors at one point used wires to give him electric shocks in his hands as they interrogated him, asking him the whereabouts of other former military servicemen in the town, he said. He could sometimes hear screams from his cell, he said. The accusation could not be independently verified, but police led reporters to several windowless cells with rudimentary beds that were strewn with old clothes and other rubbish. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.